a thumb to the brothers, Yahweh, Shamar, Ilathum, Bahasham, Yahushua to the sisters. This is the California Isupk Lashawan Qadash class. The Lashawan Qadash stands for Holy Tongue. This is a biblical tongue that's been given to us by given to us by the Lord. Slakia, passed down. Slakia means passed down to our forefathers since 1969 under commanding General Yohana. The Isupk has been teaching the truth of the Bible as well as the Lashawan Qadash. It's unlike the Holy Church. The Christian Church. Where the Christian Church, you see, they do the hymns, they jump up and down, and they move like chickens, and sometimes they lay down, but which is all a show. And only spirit is in you is probably not. It's not a spirit of the Lord, because the Lord is not commanding you to move like an animal and talk things that you cannot translate. Here in the Isupk, when you speak in the Lashawan Qadash, which is the Holy Tongue, it can be translated. That's the beautiful part about being in the school. You get the proper understanding. This is where you can get history. This language has been given, like I said, it's been given to us by the Lord, passed down to our forefathers. So when you think about as a person of the 12 tribes, when you hear that language, it kind of resonates to your spirit because it's been in your blood for centuries, decades, hundreds of thousands of years since the beginning when the Lord put the language in us. In our forefathers, it's been in you. So it resonates to the spirit. So it's always good to get into these classes and learn your history, learn your language. When you come to the Isupk also, you learn your law, statutes, and commandments, which the Lord commands you to have. You are supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. The Christian Church tells you otherwise. They tell you that the laws have been done away with, but it seems funny that they do ask for money. They still ask for the 10%, that which was commanded. So it's it goes against what they believe in. So truthfully, that they all just want to profit. And here, this is what the Lord profits on, building his people, his nation, this kingdom up. This is what the Lord is built on, bringing his people back to the truth of who they were in the beginning. We weren't slaves forever, like you might hear in the American history, where you look at the so-called Negro, you look at the Latinos, and you look at the Native Americans, where they might call them savages and they might call us slaves. We weren't always that. We are a mighty people, a mighty nation under the Lord. So you want to get in these classes and get proper understanding. Right now, I'm going to go into the alphabets, the ancient alphabets, and the Assyrian alphabets. These are languages. This is our language where you can go back in history and you can look it up and you can see truthfully that we used to write in the Lashawan, which is the ancient, the Assyrian. You got people over in Israel right now reading those walls with the Assyrian, which the walls they could not, even if they can translate it, they could not fully understand it because it's for the 12 tribes of Israel, the Black, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. That's our translation. We're the people that the Lord put the understanding in. And until we understand who we are as a nation and stop falling for this nation that which the Lord commanded us to come out of, we will be in the same predicament. But once you come into this truth, the Isupk, you'll become reborn, a new person, because you start to learn who you were before you got into this captivity, on the things that you should do to stay out of this captivity, and you will be mentally free. The slavery that we're in right now is a mental slavery because we think we're free, but we're still in the land of our oppressors, where they had us whipped, where they were raping us, they were force feeding us pork, where they were beating us out of our language. This wasn't too far ago. You can go back in history. Maybe 60, 70 years ago, they had the Native Americans in certain schools taking them out of their history, taking them out of their languages, how they spoke, how they dressed, how cutting their hair. That's what America does. It strips you of your manhood. In the Isupk, we came to build men back up and women back up as well. So you guys stay tuned into these classes. These classes happen all week. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the alphabets, with the ancient alphabets. If you do need a chart, let me know. Just put it in the comment board, and I'll send you one via Messenger. Or if you're on YouTube, I'll send it to you. I'll send it through YouTube. Just put your email in on YouTube, and I can send it to you. It's no sweat. We do want all Israel to learn this. This is your language.
That's right.
You might go to college and you might say, oh, I got this degree, but you got that degree under your oppressor. But how much do you know about your ancestors? How much do you know about your people? What you guys did in that history, in that time? You don't know much because America doesn't want you to know that you were a great person. America likes you to know that you were a servant.
That's right. That
you're a damn slave. That all you did was work the fields. And it's the same today. And America doesn't even appreciate us. You look how they treat the so-called Hispanics out there in those fields. They pick all the produce, all the things that we need, nutrition. And America's calling them immigrants in a land that they were in before the so-called Caucasian man was in. But they're being called immigrants. And they need papers. So you know that why we call them devils. You know, you find out that you're dealing with deceivers. You come in here, you start learning your history. And that's what it's about, you know, building that up, getting your history back. Or from a time when you were oppressed where they didn't even want you to know your history. And that's why it's beautiful to get these classes. You got, especially you can get in classes like if you're a so-called Latino, you can get in these classes with Officer Kazakia, where he drops a lot of heavy heat about the Hispanic people in their nation and how they dealt with each other before the Great Oppression, what we might call America right now. Coming over here thinking it was going to be better for us, but truly we're oppressed over here. We're doing the same thing over here that we would be doing in our own land, except we're under a beast at this time because we're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not coming learning your history. We're out here in the world doing whatever we choose to do. I gotta get sharper on this. You know, sitting back watching everybody write it out is like it gets a little different. You gotta get back up in there and feel dribble yourself. Okay. Like I said, if you do need a chart, let me know. Just put it in the comment board. I'll get it out to you. It's no sweat. Man, it's starting to cool up in here. It was hot as heck for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go over the sounds. This is unlike the English language, where in the English language you write from left to right. When you write in the Lashawan, you're writing from right to left. That's why I started from right to left. This is how I'm reading it. So I'm gonna go over the sounds. I wish I have a stick instead of my. I'll be standing in front of the board blocking half the stuff. Okay, this is ba, ga, da, ha. Wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, da. And that is the ancient alphabet. When you write it, and also when you read it in the Assyrian, the sounds are still the same. You know how it's crazy because you know how they say Jesus, Yeshua, and all these sounds, which in the ancient alphabet, they're not in there. That's why it's good to get in these classes, learn your history of all that, so you won't be this. When somebody comes on, oh, his name is Yeshua, or his name is Jehovah, and there was no J's. Hey, Sean. And there was no J's back then. The J's wasn't invented till the 1400s. Okay, it's money on there. That's why you don't see that J in there, which and you ain't gonna see it because it's not there. I'm gonna go over the sounds again. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha. There's a similar sound in here, which is the ha, but this is it's kind of a rolling of the tongue like ha. So this is a ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, tza, qua, ra, sha, ta. I said those are the sounds of the Lashawan, the Holy Tongue alphabet. You know, you have a pen, you're at home, you want to exercise your penmanship. There's a scripture the Lord says, study and show thyself approved. This is what you can do. You can work on your language, your language, your native tongue, so to speak. This is your tongue. You can work on that. Go home, exercise it, practice it. You know, so when you come back, you go, ah, my God, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, tza, qua, ra, sha, ta. And that's the alphabet. You can just work on it. Teach your kids that.
That's right.
You know, you want your kids to learn this language because it's a part of them as well. If they are of the 12 tribes, you know, break them into their history. They're going to learn this. They're going to learn the American history all day. The teacher's going to pound them A, B, C, D. When your kids start off, you can do the same thing. Have your kids go, ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa. Same thing. You have your kids exercising their native tongue at the same time, because and there's going to be a point in time when we get this kingdom becomes, it gets cleansed and it becomes righteous again after the people fall in line. We start following law, statutes, and commandments. We don't start eating. We stop eating pork. We give them back their pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, their drugs. There will be a kingdom where we will be speaking this tongue together, and it's it's a beautiful thing to learn it before time in the kingdom. Exercise it in this other kingdom. It's a beautiful thing because this is our chosen language. The Lord chose this language and said, "Here, this is yours." You know, and the Lord says we are a holy people unto Himself. Just like this Lashawan Qadash, this is a holy tongue. So the holy tongue is given to His holy people. And we know holy means separate people. That means separate. And we are a separate people. The people of the 12 tribes, we're a separate nation. I'm going to go over the sounds again, and then I'm going to go into the Assyrian. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, slack la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, tza, qua, ra, sha, ta. Sometimes I go into a fast cycle and say the ABC. It just helps. It's repetitive, something that you can keep doing, and you'll learn it. You'll get it down. So when it comes to these up and coming officers, I know these brothers that the Lord is building up. You know, there's going to be coming a time when you're going to have to speak. This is something that's mandatory when you have the Sabbath service, that you speak in your native tongue, which is the Lashawan. So it's always good to exercise it, especially becoming an officer of 50, or even an officer, any officer of any rank. It's always a beautiful thing to know your native tongue, your holy tongue, to the holy people, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase this. I'll give this another second. I'm gonna erase this, and then I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna write the Assyrian. Ooh. Hey, shalom, Alex. Hey, want you in the building, huh?
No, sir. You were saying, pull my thought process, because he was like, you know what I'm saying, if your children are of Israel, you know, that's one thing that sisters don't recognize either, by dating outside of the 12 tribes, they're cursing their kids, you know?
Right.
And the kids aren't going to be part of the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? And that's a cold pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's something that we always thought about before. Sisters think about going and getting one of the Edomites one of these agents for whatever benefit they think they're gonna get from messing with outside the 12 tribes.
Right.
There is no benefit.
Right.
Your kids are gonna be damned.
Right. You want that good hair. You want that good hair. You want that length and slanted eyes. But you gonna take yourself out of the promise. Bring your kids in. You know, I know some sisters, they believe giving a little white dude, they gonna get some good credit. Yeah. But when they're in the kingdom, that credit is gonna be void. And believe it or not, this kingdom is crumbling before our eyes. You see what's going on, all these the division. You know, America before they were trying to bring everybody together. It took one dude. To just break it down and be truthful with everybody. Like, hey, we hate y'all, and everybody just divided. And they say, we're tired of being secret about it. We don't give a damn. So you gotta thank J. Trump. Thank people like them for being truthful. Hey, I ain't mad at the man. Hey, I don't like you either. You can hate me all you want, because we don't like you people either. But you know what? We're unlike y'all. We're more of a peaceable people. We're not gonna go out there and start trying to hurt y'all and do the lynching like y'all did. We're gonna wait till the kingdom. We're gonna wait till the Lord gives the order. Whatever the Lord sees fit, that's what's gonna happen.
That's right.
We're not carnal like y'all are, where y'all think, oh, we're gonna handle y'all in a race war. Okay, well, you also deal with the Lord. And a lot of them know that. That's why they have things like space armies, whatever they're getting together. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to build something where they can battle in space. Who you gonna battle in space? That should be a good question. Everybody like, what are you talking about? Space wars and all that. They think they're gonna battle the Lord. They think they're gonna battle the Lord, and they're gonna battle something in the sky. They think with better technology than them. And that should be a trick. Like, who y'all gonna battle? They think they're going against the Lord himself. They know who they want to battle. Because they always wanted to be God. That's why they always go to space. They do all those things that are challenging. They want control. But to understand, you cannot have control. And you're not a righteous people. You see how wicked they live in. I mean, how they live. This kingdom is not righteous at all. You got a lot of homosexuality going on. And half these people say they're not for homosexuality, but they don't stop it. They don't stop it. We gotta fall out of that though. How this nation moves, we cannot move like this nation. This nation is dreaded to fall, and they do not care. Only thing they care about is getting money for now. And in a minute, it's all gonna be over with. All this money stuff that everybody's worried about, this materialistic world that you think you're living in, it's gonna end, and then you're gonna really be in suffering.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, kind of.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, no sweat.
Because just on what you were saying about like how they try to disguise stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, like when they act like you said about the homosexuality, they have some people that's for it and they have some people that's against it. But, you know, it seems like they do that with a lot of stuff. Like, even how they fund wars. They act like they have people against the war, but they, you know what I'm saying, and people that for the war, but they fund both sides of a war.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And they keep on doing that. You know what I'm saying? They keep on playing so they don't cause civil unrest, so there is no stance against evil that's coming. And once you feel like they're on it, but they totally against you. And then what Esau's greatest weapon is, I'm saying, he's blessed with a sword, but he's a great liar.
Oh, yeah, very easy.
He'll play with your ass and make you feel like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't fight against him.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you have a fight just like with the elections of the presidents and stuff like that, right?
Right. Hey, you on point, because that's fast. You hear a lot of these hillbillies, they're like, you ask them, why did they vote for Trump? They don't even have an answer. They just like, well, this is why, and they talk about stuff that ain't even true.
Yeah.
He's fighting against Afghanistan, against these men. Man, they all work together. Whatever benefits the nation. Our nation is built on drugs, and our drugs are just to keep us docile. So they keep us high on drugs. They don't want us to have they don't want us to test that. Once you start questioning America, then America, you against America.
Yeah.
And you can't, and that's what Donald J. Trump, he threw so much confusion. We didn't even know what he was talking about. We didn't even know what he was talking about. But America was just so proud. They said he's speaking the truth. That man wasn't speaking no truth. He is lying to you too. That man, he put money in his pocket. He don't give a damn. The problem is with people like that is that they have so much money now. They just want power. They don't even want money no more. They want power. That's where that comes in, and that's like their next step. They want power. What else could you give him? He got money. He was born with money. Then he had money.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? We all out here confused. We in a disarray. We are here thinking that we going to war for something, but we ain't going to war for what we think. They're just sending troops over there to die, to get oil, get heroin, poppy seeds, get opium. They don't know them troops. They know some of them do, but they just like, man, I just need a paycheck. That's why it's gonna be kind of hard when they thought, oh, they're gonna send the troops out there. Man, the troops ain't gonna march with them. Like, my family's out there. I ain't feel like trying to just kill my family. There's gonna be a couple of stupid troops like, you know what? I'm an American. I'm gonna battle and shoot. Some people gonna be like, you know what? I ain't holding this gun for nothing. I ain't gonna destroy my people. Okay, this is the Assyrian. The Assyrian is a little bit different because the Assyrian has double character alphabets. There's like this Ka right here is a double character alphabet. How these characters are used. This first character is on the top. This one on the bottom is the second character. This character is used in the beginning or in the middle of a word. This second character is always used at the end of a word. We're going to do a little bit of vocabulary so you can understand how these double characters are used. So you're going to be so confused about it. But there's a difference because, and the ancient has connectors. Go ahead, Sly.
The Ma doesn't have a triple character?
Huh?
I was informed that the Ma has a triple character, sir.
Oh, no, not yet.
You sure?
Not yet.
All right.
Hey, they let me know. They let me know. I'm going to correct it. They was like, we found this here. We found ancient artifacts. Like, oh, I've been teaching y'all wrong. Nah, but I'm going to go over the sounds again. So you guys, like I said, if you guys have a pen and a pad, it's always good to exercise. Salaki, excuse me. If you have a pen and a pad, that's to why, which means good. You can write it down, and you can work on your penmanship.
That's right.
If you do need a chart, like I always say, just put it in the comment board. Like, I need a chart. We'll send you one via Messenger, or if you're on YouTube, put your email in. We'll send one through email so you can work on it at home. It's always a good thing to work on your language. Something that you've been deprived of, something that they would be like, Lashawan, what is that? Then you got people over on the walls. They're over there like this, faithfully. I'm serious. You can watch them. They're over there reading the walls. But they're really speaking Yiddish in that because they don't really know the true language of the Lashawan. If you go, their language, that Yiddish, if you look up the Yiddish, it's German mixed with Hebrew. So it's not the proper language that they speak over there. And they think that they have it down because most of them, they're arrogant and prideful. They think they know something, but the truth is that by those records which we call the Bible is our historical records. Those records were written for the 12 tribes, the lost children, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They weren't written for people who've been moved over there since they couldn't deal with Germany anymore. They've been moved over there because the Germans hated them because they were claiming somebody else's heritage. That's why if you look up some Hitler's literature, Hitler were calling them bastards. And you know what a bastard is? Somebody that doesn't know who their father is. And they were claiming Israel to be their father, but the truth is Israel's not their father. That Hitler even knew that Israel was for the so-called Negro, the so-called Hispanic, the Native American, because he actually studied. And those Jewish people did too, but they wanted to take something righteous unto themselves to say, I am that person of God, and these people are beneath me. That's what you do. When you want to control history and everything, you have to control it by religion. That's how most wars are fought, through religion, control. Because people, divinely, a lot of people they're spiritual people. A lot of people are spiritual, but so they cling to something. But the truth is, they know I can control these people by religion. I'm going to use this God over them, and I'm going to create this deity to take control over them. That's why you see the white Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like that. We have these pictures on these walls. I wish I could turn the camera. This was from where's this from? Russia. The pictures are from Russian icons.
That's right.
Europe. And from Europe, and they're black.
That's right.
Like, I mean, black in skin. When I speak black, I'm talking about the 12 tribes, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. I'm talking about our situation that we're in. It's they got us low into the lowest place because none of us are black. We are different shades of brown.
That's right.
So when we go into that black and brown, that's another form of control where they use white, where they would say pure. If you look up those definitions, you'll understand the mentality of how they used them. And they gave us all these bywords. And they start giving us. They would call us the so-called Negro. Then in America later on they call it all those wetback. These are just bywords to insult us. But in fact, we were called Negro from the beginning of time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can go into the maps before Africa was even Africa. By when Scipio Africanus came in and controlled Africa, they had a spot called Negro land. You know what I'm saying? And Africa's a continent. It's not just there's many countries in Africa, so people get that. Go ahead.
I don't want to say like those bywords that they use. I hold them dearly because that's a separation that they put with us and them. And for that, like I appreciate it. Yeah, because I am separate from you.
Right.
With my people, like deny me because I'm not nothing with you.
Facts.
We don't stand together. You know what I'm saying? I want to say something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He said I gotta keep it clean.
Man,
yeah, keep it clean. But that's the truth. Because we shouldn't want to stand with them and truthfully, they don't stand with us. They push us on the front lines of everything. When it comes to the wars, they say, here, come fight this war with us. Not knowing that we're fighting the war for them. You know what I'm saying? You've seen a lot of our brothers go over there to many wars, come back obliterated, and we're the first ones pushed out. But we were great. We're great fighters, and we bring a lot to this country, but did not get the recognition. You know what I'm saying? That's why when we come into this truth, we understand what we are as a righteous people, and we love it. We honor this. I'm of the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? I'm a brother where the Lord's got a kingdom waiting for me. He has a promise waiting for me, and they don't. I don't have to worry about it to where I'm like, I'm going to share. I'm going to go back. I'm going to die. I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to be right next to them in the kingdom. That's going to be hell right there. I know if the hell had a place, which we know hell's a condition. If I woke up and I'm right next to another Edomite, I know I'd have made it to hell. You know, sure. And when I wake up, I want to see some Hispanic doctors bringing me in. You know what I'm saying? Then I know I'm in the kingdom. Let me know. I'm going to go back over the sounds again. This is Ah, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Tza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da. Like I said, the sounds do not change. It's just the characters of the alphabet when it comes between the ancient and the Assyrian. That's the only thing that changes. So you don't want to get that confused. But in the Assyrian, there are double characters. Like that, you have the Ka is a double character, the Ma, the Na is a double character, the Pa, the Tza. Excuse me. Those are double characters. And like I said, these characters, this first character is used in the beginning of a word or the middle of a word. This second character is always used at the end of a word. And we'll break it down more when we go into the vocabulary. We go into some vocabulary words. You'll see how we exercise and how they are placed. So you can take it home and, You can work on it. You can see how when you write out some words and stuff, you could, look it up for yourself. Like I said, the Lord says, study and show thyself approved. That's right. Take your time. You have so much time in the day. It's crazy how much time we're on our phones rather than educating ourselves. I'm not saying we don't get education from things that we watch. Some people might watch the Discovery Channel on their phones and exercise and learn nature. I'm not saying that. You can get in your phone and learn some of this too. Take it home with you and you can exercise it, and learn the Lashawan. They're going to be like, what's the Lashawan? Then you can go and tell what it is, it's our holy tongue. We are the 12 tribe. You know what I'm saying? Break your people in. You ain't got to force feed it. But they'll know this is a natural language. Even if they don't, you should take pride into it. When you're in these classes, take pride into it. This is your language. There is a natural language. And there are real artifacts about the Lashawan Qadash. It's not just something that we made up, like we're in the He-Man Haters Club and we just made this up. So we got our own separate stuff. No, this is history. This is a history that most America don't want to teach you because America doesn't want you to know that you're even special. You know what I'm saying? But you can prove it by the acts that you're in. By the dancing y'all got. We got the samba, we got the merengue, we got all kinds of special dances that you see them flat-footed people, they're on there wiggling. They can't do it. They don't have our style. You have hip-hop, you have reggaeton. We have so much awesome music that's just incredible. And even to the point to where we can say, they're like, we got country. We invented country. Yeah. When it comes down, we're rock and roll. We invented rock and roll. So you have to understand that we are a great nation of people. We're awesome. The Lord says we're the salt of the earth. That means because we give this earth flavor. When it comes to this earth, we are the innovators. You see us out there as far as with dancing. I don't know if y'all know about the new girl, that the track star. There's a girl. Yeah. I forgot her name. She broke a record right now. Right now she's supposed to be going to Japan for a race, but they found out they drug tested her and they found THC in her, and now they're disqualifying her. But what I was saying, I'm not giving any credit to marijuana or anything like that. When you do like marijuana, it's not like steroids. It doesn't help you. It didn't advance her racing. I think if she wouldn't have been taken, it would have made her a lot faster.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So them taking that from her, it was just like a strip, smack in the face. But now America, they make in California and these other states where they're making it illegal, they make it seem like it's the next best thing. But then you want to condemn somebody for it. So it's like a trap. You legalize marijuana, and then you get the people hooked on it, and then you take something from somebody when they're great. And I know there's a lot of Edomites that have been in the Olympics and they've done a lot of stuff and been on steroids and stuff like that and didn't get tested like that. But since this girl broke records, y'all really want to put it on her and strip her of her greatness. But we know that she wasn't supposed to be getting high. You know what I'm saying? That's she wasn't supposed to be getting high. But it says, what is a wise man? I forgot the scripture. I'm paraphrasing. A wise man. I can't even think about it.
Oppression makes a wise man.
Oppression makes a wise man mad. You see a lot of people we're oppressed. So when it comes to our America, we have a lot of things to deal. Like we suppress ourselves with drugs. It's sad to say, but we can go out right here because our school's in the ghetto. You can go out here right now and go look down the street. Ask these people what's going on in their life and ask them why they're on drugs. They're gonna tell you they have a lot of messed up stories. Then the suppression. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody just wants to say, hey, give me some crack. I'm feeling good today. I think some people, back in the 70s when they used to teach you how to party. And nowadays, it's because you're hurting. You suffering from something. You want to feel good. Go ahead.
I say you talking like I used to be homeless.
Right.
So I used to live in my car and I used to talk to homeless people. And you find out, man, they're not too far away from a lot of us. A lot of us are a step away from being where they are mentally It's already there. Like,
right.
so people look down. But dude, that's you.
Facts.
That's you. You on the same road. You know what I'm saying? You see cats messing with and diving into certain type of drugs and stuff. That'll never be me. But that's what they thought too. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing they thought too. And they end up there that same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's man, you got that would say listen to the Most High, listen to the prophets and priests of the Most High, but that's where you need to get to.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna keep you straight and keep you away from going down that road. That's where your peace comes from. That's where your assurance comes from the Most High and live. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
But man.
Damn right. And that's what we don't understand. Everybody is step away from all the say, you're a step away from the crack pipe. No, but how America, where America make you could be at the top or be at the bottom. You have brothers like Mike Tyson. If you watch this little show, this brother's wacky as hell. Yeah. But this brother was telling you he was making millions of dollars. Man, but so much, and he's so depressed. He was so depressed. Man. You know how we think, like, being oppressed, we like, shoot, give me $1 million, I'm gonna be the happiest. Sometimes you ain't the happiest because now you got your family envious against you because they don't got the money. You can't help everybody out. You know what I'm saying? And you just fall into a depression again. You find out all that love you was getting was really hate. They was using you. So now you fall into a depression. So that's where we have to, as people, we have to get out of this mindset. We have to get out of America's mind state of happiness. What do we think riches is? The truth is, we are rich people. We are holy people. We have everything we need. We have a kingdom coming. Even if you are rich in the society nowadays, you could be a black brother, Hispanic brother, walking the street in Beverly Hills. Police stop you. They ask you, what you doing over here? You're like, man, I own that lot right there. They're like, oh, are you sure? Oh, you didn't check your ID. Oh, sorry, Mr. Whoever you are. Because they don't expect you to be there. What are you doing over here? This is where we live at. And you think because you get out of these ghettos that you better. You're not better. Because most of the time when you get out of the ghetto, you move around some people that don't even like you anyway. But then they like you because you're Chris Brown. Yeah, then once you come over their house and dance for them, you're like, man, you dance for me. They're like, no, I don't like that nigga. He's uppity. And they call you uppity because you ain't one of their clowns. Because that's what they expect. Anytime you're up there with them, you better be a rapper. You better be in some kind of entertainment. You better do something that everybody likes. Because if you're not in the circus, we don't want you to rap. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about most of the dentists, and we do have a couple. We selective. You have a Hispanic doctor here and there, so-called Negro doctors here and there, but far and wide. And you're not. And a lot of the times, they're so washed in their minds. They think they white. You know what I'm saying? Because the white supremacy, and then somebody's to talk to him. No, you shouldn't bring your cousins over here, John. He wants to have barbecues and start fights and. You should live like that. They put that in them, so we think, oh, I can't be who I want to be around my people. And you should never change for anybody. I mean, especially when it comes to your people. Don't change to be like anybody else. Don't be like your oppressor. At the end of the day, your oppressor knows you're nothing like him. You know what I'm saying? He hates you for who you are. But I'm going to go back through the again, and then I'm going to jump into the vocabulary. This is ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta. You sent that over for me, sir?
You said we could send them.
Oh, God. Okay, like I said, these are double characters. Remember that this double character right here goes in the beginning of the word or in the middle of the word. The second character is at the end of a word. You ready, sir?
Here it comes.
I'm gonna pass this off to Officer coming down. He's gonna take over right now for the moment. Let's give him a hand.
Salagi.
Hey,
So,
fall in front of. Hey,
all right. So, Officer Kapar already went over the Syrian. You know what I'm saying? So today we're gonna cover the 12 tribes of Israel, and we're gonna get what they mean. So, um, this is how you say the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel, right? So in the Hebrew, you would say Ha, Shanya, Shanya, Ishar, Ashar, Ishara, Ishara, Shabath, Yum, Yasharah. You know what I mean? The 12 tribes of Israel, right? So, we're gonna get Slovakia. So 12. Slovakia, give me a minute, give me a moment. Okay, so you say ha. Shanya, Ishara, that's 12. So this is this is 12. Shabbathim, that's tribes. And Yasharah, that's Israel. All right, let me see if we could get that in the frame. So logic is a little, all right. So the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? And right now we're going to go in the Lashawan and get the characters to these words. I'm gonna give you guys a minute so y'all could put it down in y'all notes. And then we also gonna cover it in the Assyrian. You know what I'm saying? So according to the Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel are the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the true biblical descendants of our forefather, Israel, whose name was changed to Israel prior to being Jacob. I mean, that's our progenitor, right? So I'm gonna erase that. So the way you write ha, you write down right here. Ha, right? And in the Assyrian, it's ha, shanya, ashara. Shanya, I, Shara. So Shani, sorry, I'm gonna write it under. So you write from right to left in the Hebrew. In English, you write left to right. In the Hebrew, we write right to left. Right? So
That's right.
Shun, right? And then that's a connector. Shun, that's this right here. Shun. And then ya. Shun ya. This one's singular. So you see the connector when it's two words together to make one word. And you have the ya right at the end, and that's a singular. Shun ya, I, Sha, Shara. So this is the. This is 12. And I'm gonna write the Assyrian on this side. Oh no, the Assyrian's already there. So right down here. The brother already broke down that the na has double characters in the Assyrian. Oh, Salaki. That's not the na, that's the ba, Salaki. This one's incorrect. It looks similar, but the na goes like that, Salaki. That's my, so the na, so Shun Ya, Shanya, the I. Excuse me for a second. Let me get this chart. Here we go. So the Shanya I. Shara. Right? Shanya Shara. And in the Assyrian, you're not going to have connectors. So that's why it's important for you to tune in and check the classes. You can get familiar how words are pronounced. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't see connectors, you would think it's Shanaya. You know what I'm saying? But it's Shanya. You would think that it's well, there's no connectors here. So you know what I mean? Ishara. That's 12. The 12, I'm gonna leave it up there for a minute. Get you guys to take the note down, and I'm gonna move on. You know what I mean? And Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are a family. And one of our bedrock scriptures, you know what I'm saying, in the UBK is Zephaniah 2:1. You know what I'm saying? And it says, if I could paraphrase, it says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desire, gather yourselves together. You know what I mean? Gather yourselves together. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that Blacks and Latinos come together in unity, you know what I mean, and stop having hate towards one another. You know what I mean? In the book of Psalms, I think it's the 81st chapter, 83 and 1. Let me get it. You know what I'm saying? It says how it pleases the Lord to see Blacks and Latinos come together. Let me get it. Psalms. Oh no, it's like it. Okay, it's Psalms 133 and 1. It's like I know there was a 3 in there. I was way off though. The book of Psalms, chapter 133. Like, I'm trying to look for it. 133 and 1. And this is King David singing this, you know what I mean? It says, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. When it speaks in here about brethren, like brothers, it's not talking about a heathen who is someone that's outside of your nation, who's somebody who you grew up with going to school. It could be an Asian, a white, East Indian. You know what I'm saying? That's not who it's talking about. That's not your brother. Your brother's a Black, Latino, Native American like yourself.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So it says is how good, is a good thing, and how pleasant it pleases the Lord. You know what I'm saying? For a brother to dwell together in unity. Blacks and Latinos, we gotta be united at all times. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be no division amongst Blacks and Latinos. You know what I mean? We live in the same goddamn hell. We're going through the same hell. We live in the ghetto, in the barrios. You know what I'm saying? And it says, verse 2, it is like the precious ointment upon the head. You know what I'm saying? It's a precious thing to the Lord to see Black and Latino families, you know what I mean, come together. You know what I mean? Of course, it's an unlawful thing for a Black and Latino to date, to marry outside of their race. You know what I mean? If you're Black or Latino, go get yourself a Black sister, man. You know, go get yourself a Latino sister. You're not going to find no women that's better than them. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find a man that's better than a Black or Latino, Native American. You know what I mean? So now I'm gonna go into the second part of it. So we cover the 12, and we're gonna go into the tribes of Israel. So tribes is Shabbat Yom. I'm gonna break something down. Shabbat Yom. That's tribes. So the way you write this down is the Shah. So I'll get let me put it right there. Right. Shabbat. Shabbat. What's it like it? Shabbat Yom. Right? Shabbat Yom. So in the Hebrew, in the ancient, so like it, in the Syrian, the Shah, the Ba, the Ta, right? Shabbat Yom. And then in the end, you have a Ma. So always, there's two characters. The brother already broke it down. One of the characters is like this. The other character is like that. So this character is on the beginning or the middle of a word. This character is at the end of the word. So we have the Ma, therefore is this one. All right? So tribes, right? This is plural. So you would say tribe. Excuse my writing, sloppy. So tribe, you would say Shabbat. Salaki. Could be wrong. Salaki. I will have to double check on that. But since it's tribes, that's what it says Yum. Brothers would say Ak. That's brother. When it's plural, it's Ak Yum. Right? So that's plural. That makes it more than one. That's why you have the Yum in there for tribes. Right? So so the 12 tribes of Israel. So Israel, so the way Yasharah, Ra. That's Israel. Right, so it's Yah, the Shah, and the Ra and the Ha. Yah, Shah, Ra. In the Syrian, Yah, Shah, The Ra and the Ha. The Ha. Right? Yasharah. That's how you say 12 tribes of Israel. I'm gonna leave it up there for a minute so I could take the note down. See, anybody got any questions? But once again, if you need a chart or if you need Hebrew prayers, you know what I'm saying, greetings, how to salute a brother, leave your email and we'll get that to you. And Israel in the Hebrew, it's Yashar Allah, which means Prince of the Power. You know what I mean? Blacks, Latinos, we are we are a prince to the power. You know what I mean? To the Most High. That's what Israel means. You know what I mean? And when you a prince, you know what I'm saying, you rule the world. And the scripture says that what it says in the book of Esdras, like, let me get that. In the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? Because blacks and Latinos, we're not alike unto the other nations, unto the other, we're different. You know, people in the world are gonna say we bleed the same. We bleed red, but unto the Lord, he doesn't go by the blood. He goes by your nationality. And that's important, you know what I mean? How you know you don't have the truth? Because it never taught you your nationality according to the Bible. That's how you know. So we're gonna go into the book of 2nd Esdras 6 and 54. And it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. You know what I mean? So the Lord made Adam the Lord of all the creatures. You know, when we come from Adam, you know, and it says of him come we all. Yeah, that's true. We you know, all the nations come from Adam. And it says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So there's a chosen people that come out of Adam as well. And that's making a separation. You know what I mean? So that's Qadash. That means holy. It means separate. And it says, and all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. You know what I mean? So the Lord made the world for the sakes of blacks and Latinos. You know what I mean? That's the reason why we the prince of the power. And you're supposed to rule this world. But you know, when you want to join unto another nation, you're gonna give up your seat of power, and you're gonna submit to a heathen. That's why these classes are so important. You must tune in so you can find out your identity. Because blacks and Latinos are the only ones going through an identity crisis. So now we're gonna go into the 12 tribes, right? So we're gonna have Judah. We're gonna get the the name and what it means. So the tribe of Judah, you say Yahweh. You know, the Jewish, they say Yahudi. You know, that's been bastardized. You know what I mean? Yahweh. 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 That's the tribe of Judah. Who was the tribe of Judah? The so-called Negroes. So-called Negroes are the real Jews according to the Bible. You know what I mean? And Christ, who's a black man, a nigga from the hood, just like yourself, he's from the tribe of Judah. You go to Hebrews chapter 7 and 14, it tells you that Christ came from the tribe of Judah. We're going to get that. Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. You know what I'm saying? So Christ came out the tribe of Judah. You know what I mean? He literally came from the loins of a man of that's from the tribe of Judah. You know what I mean? That what they say, he was born of the spirit of an angel or something like that. Yeah, that's a goddamn lie according to the Bible. You know what I mean? What's it called? The Salakia. Can't recall what they call it. But anyways, Judah, Yahweh, it means the Immaculate Conception. There you go. That's what I was thinking about. The Immaculate Conception is wrong, and you can't prove it in the Bible with the scriptures. You know what I mean? So let me get what it means. In Judah, it means stinks. That's what Judah means. It means stinks. You know, so the Judites will be the so-called Negroes or black Americans. So the way you write Judah is Yah, Ha, Wa, Da. So we're gonna get the connectors. Yah, Ha, Wa, Da. And in the Assyrian, Wa, Da. Yahweh. Yahweh. There's a connector there because it brings the da and the ha, the da and the ha together, which makes da. You know, that's in the Syrian right here. Yahweh. We'll leave it up there for a few seconds. I'm gonna move on. Sure. So the next one, it's Benjamin. Now we got Benjamin, which is a Banyanya. Ban. Yam. Yun. That's Benjamin. So Benjamin means son of, like, of the right hand. The way you write it is Ban, the Ba and the Na, Ban, Yam, Yam, Yan. Ban Yan Yan. In the Assyrian, it's the Ba, the Na, the Ya, the Ma, and the Ya and the Na. So the Na is a double character. So you see it over here. It's in the beginning of the middle. Is this character? It's like, and then at the end, it is right. So this is a double character. The beginning and middle of a word, at the end of a word. So we have it at the end. It's going to be the second character. Ban Yam Yan, which means son of the right hand. And the Benjamites are the West Indians. You know what I mean? The Jamaicans, the brothers out there in Tobago, you know, those islands out there. Those are our family. They're part of the 12 tribes. The West Indians, islanders, you know what I'm saying? And the goddamn East Indians are oppressing our brothers out there. You know what I'm saying? They out there oppressing the children of Israel. So I'm gonna move on to the next one because time is creeping. The next one is Shammai 1. Oh no, so like the next one is Lawa. That's where the law comes from. Lawa. Lawa are the Haitians, the brothers from Haiti. Haiti. You know, that's how you say it in Spanish. Okay. So like it, I'm supposed to write down how do you say it in English? That's the Levites. Levi. Right? And it means joined to me. Joined to me. Joined to me. So La Ya or Levi is the forefather of the Haitians. And the way you write it in the Hebrew is La, the Wa is a connector, Ya. Pretty simple. La Ya. In the Assyrian, La. The what? And the ya. La ya. Which means joined to me. You know what I mean? And the Levites were the priesthood back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They'll be the ones that will do this, the take care of the service of the Lord. So, give you a second. You good? All right. Move on. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Shemai one. Shemai one. Shemai one is Simeon. Let me. Simeon, those are the so-called Cubans. So-called Cubans. Oh no, Salakia. They're the so-called Dominicans. Salakia. Shemai one are the so-called Dominicans, and it means affliction. Or affliction. So like affliction heard. Affliction heard. Simeon, I know that's something wrong. Simeon. And is the Shah and the Ma. Sham, oh no, so like Shemai one. There's no connector here. Shemai, put it together. Shemai one. So Shemai one. Write it down in the ancient. Shemai one. Shemai one. Those are the so-called Dominicans. We'll leave it up for a minute. As you can see, if you notice, you have the na at the end, so the character changes. You know, I explained that earlier. If you're just tuning in, you know, it's a double character. The na is a double character. You know what I mean? So, good to go. You know, so the double character would be All right, that's a double character, the na. So in the middle, at the beginning of the end, the beginning of the middle of the word, you have this character. At the end, it changes into this character. Shamaywan. So-called Dominicans. They're on the same island as the Dominicans. I mean, yeah. So like as the Levites, the Haitians and the Dominicans are neighbors. I mean, and that's biblical. Good to go. All right. We'll move on. You know, and our brothers the Dominicans, they're really talented. There's a channel I follow on YouTube. You know, they got a lot of brothers from the hood that can rap. Let me see. So the next one is a Balawan. Za ba la one. The Balawan is Zebulon. Zebulon. And it means dwell with me. Dwell with me. That's what Zabalawan means. And you have the Za, the Ba, the La, the Wan. Zabalawan. So in the ancient Zabalawan, right? The Za in the ancient, I mean in the Assyrian, is a little difficult to write. But Zabalawan. So the Zabalawan are brothers from Guatemala down to Panama. Those people make the tribe of Zebulon, the Balawan. You know what I mean? The Guatemalans, the Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, you know what I'm saying? All them people down in Central America, they're from the tribe of Zabalawan, Zebulon. Those are our brothers and sisters. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be a Parium. No, we were late, so we're going to go a little over. We're going to go over a few minutes. So a Parium. Parium. And they're the Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rican, and it means Salaki. This is Ephraim. This is the tribe of Ephraim. That's the tribe of Ephraim, and it means fruitful. So, Pariam means fruitful. The tribe of Pariam are the so-called Puerto Ricans. Let's see, Pariam. Here we go. Parayam. Parayam. So we have the the pa. The ra. Parayam. And the ma. Parayam. Leave it for 3 seconds. Good to go? Okay. The next tribe is Manasseh. So you say Manasseh. Manasseh. In English is Manasseh. Manasseh. And it means made to forget. Made to forget. So the tribe of Manasseh will be the so-called Cubans today. And the way you write it is the Ma. Shah. Ancient the Ma, the Sha, and the Ha. Ma, Na, Sha. All right, so we're already halfway. There are a few more tribes, and we're gonna end the class. So now we have Gad. Gad. The same way you say it in Hebrew is the same way you say it in English. Gad. And it means truth. So truth. And Gad is a tribe. I mean, the people of the tribe of Gad today would be the North American Indians. So the way you write Gad, the Ga and the Da, they come together. Da, Gad. That's real simple. Good. The next tribe is Ra'aban. Ra, Ra'aban. This is the tribe of Reuben. And it means, behold a son. Behold a son. So the way you write Ra'aban in the ancient, so the tribe of Ra'aban today would be the Seminole Indians. So you got the Ra, the A, the Wa, the Ra and the A. So like Ra'al, Bun. So Ra, Al, Bun. You have the connectors, the I and the Y, the Ba and the Na. Ra'aban. So the way you write that in the Assyrian, Ra. Ra-Aban. Those are the Seminole Indians. Go. The next tribe is the tribe of Asher. Ashar. How you say it in the Hebrew? Let me try to get a different marker for this. This one's running out. Ashar. Ashar. Asher. Asher, and it means happy. That's what Ashar means. Ashar. Ashar.
The tribe is there?
Oh, so like this is the so-called people of Colombia down to Uruguay. That's what you will call the South Americans. Those are the people from the tribe of Ashar. Colombia to Uruguay. All those people are the same are the people of the same tribe. You know what I mean? But of course, they got them conquistador, then conquer them and told them that they're different people. According to the Bible, they're the same tribe. And good to go. The next one is the tribe of No. Naphthalia. In the English, you say in the Naphtali. Not Naphtali. So Naphthalia. So you say it means my wrestle, my wrestling, my my wrestling. It's ma pa, and then the ta. Let me make that better. Naphtao. Yeah. Naphtao. Yeah. So you have the non. Uh, Naphtao. Naphthalia. That's how you write it in the ancient. That's how you write it in the ancient. That's how you write it in the Syrian. And the people of the tribe of Naphtali or Naphthalia are the people from Argentina to Chile. Those are the people who the Lord considers the tribe of Naphtali. And of course, you know what I mean, you find these breakdowns of who these, in the 49th chapter of Genesis, Jacob is speaking to the children. And let me get that scripture. Genesis, the 49th chapter. And it says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is telling, he gathered his sons together, and he's telling them what's going to befall them. And if you read down into the verses, it gives you a description of each tribe. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know what people are of the tribe. You know what I mean? Because there's certain characteristics, certain geographical locations that describes the people of each tribe. So now I'm going to get the last tribe, and I'll break that one down because I know the breakdown to that. So the last tribe is, you got 11 tribes right now? All right. Making sure that I didn't miss one. Lashawan. Tribe of Issachar. Issachar in the English. And it means he is my hire. He is my hire. So the way you write that out is the Yah, the Shah, another Shah, and the Ka, and the Ra. Yash, so like Yash, Shah, Kor. Right? Did I put the connectors to the lesson? I did it? Hopefully I did. So like Yashikar. Huh?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. Yashikar. So in the Assyrian is Yah, the Shah, another Shah, and then the Ka. The Ka. Let me get that. Yashikar. And the tribe of Yashikar or Issachar are the so-called Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So-called Mexicans are of the tribe of Yashikar. The 12 tribes, which we broke down today, according to the scriptures, are a people of the same race who the Lord has chosen. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get that in the book of Deuteronomy. You know, he made us a special people. So blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, according to the Bible, we are the same people, just of different skin colors, because your skin color doesn't make you of a nationality. You know what I'm saying? Is the pedigree. Who your father was is important to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob shall our seed be called. So if you're not of these people, you know what I mean? You're not the chosen people. And blacks and Latinos, we are the descendants of Jacob. Right? So if we go into Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, it says, "For thou art an holy people." So you break down holy, which means Qadash. I mean, in the ancient is Qadash, which means separate. You know what I mean? We are a separate people unto the Lord thy God. So I'm going to read from the top. "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." Blacks and Latinos and Native Americans, we are a separate people amongst the other nations. And we are a separate people unto the Lord. It says, "The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." So the Lord chose blacks and Latinos and Native Americans to be special. You know what I'm saying? That's why anything you put your hands on and anything you desire to be, is you know what I mean. One thing I say, you know what I mean, when I'm in my slavery and I'm doing, you know, slave work, I'm like, this is too easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Lord, you know, once you dedicate it and you've been doing it for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just too easy for you. You know what I'm saying? We're the best at everything: sports, cooking, academics, you know what I'm saying? What have you. Blacks and Latinos will always come in number one. And it says above, you know what I mean? It's so important to read that part. Above. That means you higher. You're a different level. All people that are upon the face of the earth. You know what I mean? So blacks and Latinos, we are supposed to be above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important to separate from America, because America has us saying that we have to be equal. And equality, that's against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, the Most High is not about equality. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the Asian man, he doesn't think about equality. The East Indian, he doesn't think about equality. The oppressor, he's never thinking about equality. You know what I mean? And when somebody does not think about holding you with the equal right, you know, the equal rights to themselves, they're never going to have the best interest for you. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important for blacks and Latinos to come together, and so we could, you know, follow the laws of the Most High and gain His protection. You know what I mean? The Isupk accepts all the niggas, all the wetbacks, all the savages. You know what I mean? Who the Christian church has turned their backs on. You know what I mean? So we accept all the Bloods, all the Crips. You know what I mean? All the essays. You know what I'm saying? We're taking them all. You know what I mean? And we're helping them change their lives so they could help another brother and help another sister fix themselves. You know what I mean? Because, you know, blacks and Latinos are destroyed, you know, and ISUPK will help you, you know what I mean, overcome, you know, your demons. You know, we're going to help you starve your demon and teach you how, you know what I mean, to serve the Lord according to the Bible, not according to your feelings, you know what I mean, not according to your opinion, none of that. You know what I mean? But, you know, I am priest and officer Qadash, and I was going to say Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, Salah. I don't forgot the Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Salaki. And I would say to the sister, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatah, Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? So next Friday, you know what I mean? Tune in weekly, you know what I'm saying? Because we also have other classes that's beneficial, brotherhood class, law, biblical law class, you know what I'm saying? And the history class. Some states are, you know, they teach the history. And then, you know, the Lashawan Qadash. And then tomorrow, tune in for the Sabbath service. You know what I mean? And again, it's beneficial to tune in to the Sabbath service because the brother goes into the Torah, the Tanakh, and he reads in the Hebrew, and then he breaks it down. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important so you could, you know, you want to learn how to put sentences together, you know what I'm saying, that you got to tune into the Sabbath service. You know, all of our Sabbath services, depending on what time zone you're on, but they all start at 10. You know what I mean? So you're on the West Coast, tune in at 10 o'clock, Hollywood Israelites, you know what I mean? And with that, Shalom.